people have in their mind of what's next. So hopefully it does.
How much of the emotions through this pandemic era has surfaced around the album?
I think sometimes emotion and personal mood, and then also the state of the world can all sort of go hand in hand. And so I think that us kind of realizing that there seems to be kind of a lot of loneliness and darkness, and some boredom in the past year and a half, that exists in the world, that maybe we need to, for ourselves and for everybody else, kind of maybe write some brighter sounding songs. So I think that sort of indirectly, the kind of the way that this album sounds and feels is related to just how pandemic has affected everybody.
Yeah, but from the first single from Shy Away, you can see that the music, or you can hear that the music is more upbeat and it's different from the suffocation of Trench, maybe. Was this intended, or you just went with the flow?
Yeah, I think it was intentional, but also just I think, like I said, sometimes I think there can just be a series of events in what that kind of contributes to inspiration in a song. And I think that that's sometimes just state of life for both of us. Tyler's a new dad.
Yeah.
I just got married, and um, some I think some of that definitely plays into it.
The massive success of Trench put a little bit of pressure into the recording of this album.
I think so. I think we always try to kind of understand and look at, kind of what our previous work has done. And so at any time you're moving forward in creating art and making more albums, I think there are a few things that come into play. And one is, well, how do we feel? What kind of songs do we want to write? But also what songs from the last album or the previous album are people resonating with and listening to and enjoying the most? So what do we want? What did they want? And and then also kind of what maybe what is kind of like the world calling for? And especially now, I think it wouldn't make, I don't think for us it really made sense to write darker sounding songs after everybody's already feeling cooped up and maybe alone and bored. I don't know how much that would really help. So I think a mixture of those things all came into play there when kind of trying to figure out what and how to write about it.
Yeah, because it's a bold move, moving from the sound of Blurryface from Trench to this new sound, because you can stick to that sound and continue being huge, successful, and fans are going to love it. But this is why you became a musician now, right? To defy everything you know.
Yeah, I think in some ways, yeah. I mean, I don't think that at any point our last album will necessarily dictate how we write the next album, but in some ways it can play a part. And yeah, I mean, I think with Blurryface there was so much, there was a lot of kind of commercial success with that album. And we wanted to write Trench, coming from a place where we really wanted that album to be one for our fans, and not to feel like it was one that just kind of catered to people who casually turned on the radio, or had it playing in the background just because there was a couple big songs from that album. So yeah, I think that Trench was kind of coming from that place, and I think that having that serve its purpose there, I think that kind of opened up um, opportunities in a way for this album to kind of feel like almost like our first album again, where it's just let's write what we want to write and have and you know ultimately it's I think Trench kind of weeded out some people and kept the people around, and so this is an album for the you know the people that did stay around, and it's cool to feel that sort of freedom.
When did you decide to put out the record, even though you can play it in front of huge audiences?
Well, I feel like yeah, I mean that's I think been the
That
biggest
sucks.
bummer of the
Yeah.
past year and a half is that I mean that's our favorite thing to do is to go on tour and play in front of people and you know and to travel, you know, we love coming to see you guys and performing there. Um but I think just to you know to not do anything didn't feel right either. Um so you know and I think we really wanted to write and put out an album. So we did, and you know, we don't know how long it's going to be until we're going to be able to play shows again. But I do believe that it will happen again. It will, and so I do. You know, I think that these songs will continue to exist even when live concerts come back, and we'll be able to play them at some point.
The last question. If you had to rank audiences around the entire
Oh,
planet, why would you pick Argentina as your favorite place to play?
oh my gosh! I mean, it's just you guys are so energetic and so electrifying at concerts and you know I mean I think the last time we played there was probably Lollapalooza
Yeah.
and I will never forget that it just was uh, it was an unbelievable experience and I think that the way that you love and admire and respect music to the point where you just can't help but you know show it in such a physical and audible way is it's very inspiring. So I hope to be back there really soon.
Josh, I thank you for your time. We're really eager to hear the entire album. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for talking to me, and I hope that you like the album.